Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey. I'm listening to some music, but I had to turn it down obviously because I don't want to get a strike. Diamonds and pearls. Ugh, I wish I could sing. Okay, anyway, now Maxwell is on and I had to turn Maxwell on mute. I'm currently painting. My niece just came over. Hey D, hey. So anyway, DJ's not in the house. He's actually doing laundry because, his mommy is old and he does it for her. So I'm sitting in here. My table is messier than it was the other day. But this is how it's going to be when you're working. I'm actively working, okay? Let me show you what I'm working on. So I'm doing the board corn stalks, which is going to act as a bench for the dolls. The other pieces of the bench are already painted with corn on it. So I have some colors that I made up, which kind of like a tealish green. That's what's represented on the board already. Done with that. And yeah, my lemonade is frozen, so I'm just having it sit there. And since it's kind of, I had it in the freezer that way, I don't want it to be, see, it's just gonna fall, so I just set it down. Anyway, waiting for that to, this is just water to mix with my paints because they be getting real thick. And so right now, this is turquoise and yellow to make a nice brighter green. So when I do just regular blue and yellow, this bright yellow, it makes a green, but more kind of like that, darker teal than I want. My brighter green color, I do it and I'm running out of the really bright yellow. So got a lot more teal in here, but it's still better than just the bluish green. I'm loving it. So anyway, I'm going to do the other leaves, some of that color. That's what I'm doing right now. And hopefully you guys are having a good day. I got more leaves. You've probably already seen the video or maybe some pictures, but this came off one of my plants over there. As they get bigger, they die. I call it my Miami plant. I've just named it Miami because I used to see these elephant ears in Florida all the time. And the ones that I had when we lived on the lake were as big but bigger than my head, like the size of my arm. Okay, just I mean from length, like from my tip of my finger to my shoulder, huge, big leaves, right? And so this one doesn't get that big. This is more like a house plant, I was told, to keep it inside because it was burning up when I had it outside. I haven't had it outside in months, and the leaves are just keep growing, keep growing, and once it gets about this size, they just all start turning real bright green and yellow and dying. So I painted it a bright white, and then I'm going to paint the bright white on this side to basically prolong my joy of the shape of the leaf. I freaking love leaves. As you guys know, I used to collect big leaves in Kansas City when I used to live there and walked the Nelson Atkins Museum area, me and my niece, and she used to jog around. I used to walk, and so it was so much fun. And baby Eli and I would, you know, wait till she was finished with her big old workout because I had already done, child. Do me a couple of rounds and I was done. But they had the biggest, beautiful trees there with humongous leaves. And I did bring some back and I copied them on my copier and all that stuff. I do like to study leaves. I just really do. They're just beautiful. So anyway, then the other day I was sitting outside and I broke one of my Toni Morrison leaves that turned fall. So I cut them. They were both this color, obviously. The other two, four leaves, stalks on there are nice and green and plush, but these are heavy because they hold a lot of water. And anyway, maybe I'm watering them too much. But anyway, they do go through a fall kind of seasonal thing, and then they die off, or they just keep staying. These have been on that plant for months, this color, so I was really happy to do that. But they're dying, of course, now that I've cut them off. It's starting to die pretty rapidly, so I want to paint these today. Yep, put some paint on them to preserve them. What I'm going to do with all the painted leaves is get a box, and also want some silver, some cobalt blue, some green, some yellow, all different kinds of colors of already dead leaves. I'm not just going to be taking leaves that are nice and fresh and growing beautifully, that have some life in them connected to their root. I'm going to only get the dead leaves and paint those. Then I'm also going to get some nice size smooth type of rocks that you can paint on. So I want that into kind of like a box of things, because when I was little, I used to, I think every little girl and boy had a rock collection at some point. I remember my daughter Tasha had a rock collection. She used to sit them in her windowsill. It was so cute. And she loves rocks like amethyst and stuff like that now to this day. So anyway, I remember loving my little rock collection, right? And my leaves, I just love, especially when it's fall and you just run through and crush leaf. I love that. So I'm painting some of those, and I'll get a nice little, obviously, a cardboard box and paint that box up real nice and put some things in there, maybe some stuffing, and place the leaves and rocks in there that will all be painted and colorful, right? Things maybe I wish I could have done when I was little, but I'm big now. I'm doing little girl stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and paint, and got my candle going. This actually DJ's candle is so good. Don't be looking at my underarm. My underarm fat. Oh shoot, it's hot. But this is the one I'm burning today. It smells so good. Lavender vanilla. And it's way down there. Yeah. They burn and evaporate. And in my room, my bedroom, bathroom, I have two. I have one that I bought from Stevie, and it just heats up. It's a warmer. So I sit my candles on it, especially when the wick is gone down. I stick my candle on the warmer, right? And then I have a, when I worked at the state, one of my coworkers, she gave me a coffee mug warmer. You plug it in and you sit your cup of coffee on there, and it stays warm all day. And, it doesn't have any levels of medium or hot. It just turns on and it keeps it pretty hot, right? So I put my candles on it, and it burns, and it smells so good. It heats up the wax, so the wax is completely liquefied in the candle, not just like some of it solid on the bottom, waiting for the wick to burn and evaporate it. My candles last a lot longer when I just put the actual glass candle, like even that lavender one, if I just sit it on my little warmer, it smells just the same, and it doesn't, I get to keep the candles a lot longer. They burn longer, okay? So the fire is not just making it evaporate. I love that for me. So anyway, oh, Kim is on now. Love calls, man. Y'all, me and DJ went to go see Sinners last night. Onyx Pages, I saw her on Instagram talking about stay in the theater. Stay, don't leave. Take notes and go back the next day and bring your journals with you. So I was like, okay, what's she talking about? What's she talking about? What's going on? Because I like vampire stories. I really do. And this is a vampire story, but I really thought it was going to be scary. But DJ called, well, he texted me like 4 o'clock in the morning because he knows mommy will probably be up painting or something. But he texted me, he's like, you want to go see Sinners tomorrow? I was like, I know I should, but yeah. So we did. We went and saw Sinners. We stayed, and we still stayed, and yeah. So we got to see it until they turned it off. Because I was like, okay, what's really going on? It's a very familiar story to me, because I kept thinking of the Robert Johnson story, the man, and just like the song, the devil went down to Georgia looking for some souls to steal. So the whole Robert Johnson story is, the man at the crossroads. And there's a book called Crossroads, Robert Johnson, right? This story, I think that's the name. I believe it is Robert Johnson. So anyway, it's the blues singer that had made a deal with the devil, right? The whole story. So I was like, oh, that's an old story. That's what she was talking about. And she's young. Maybe she didn't know about that story, or maybe she saw a whole bunch of other stuff in it, because there is a whole bunch of other stuff in it. So I understand 100% what Onyx Pages was saying. Don't get me wrong, but I was like, okay, I think I've been around so long. I'm getting ready to be 60 in 3 days. And so I've heard that story, and then me and my son were talking about, I was like, dang, I'm at like in the middle of the night, going back to Instagram, telling Onyx Pages that I watched the movie until the end. And she was asked about a book recommendations, and I told her about the Robert Johnson Crossroads. So, and of course it was way too early for her to respond, because I think I was like in the middle. I just could not sleep after watching that movie, because I was thinking of all these different things that could happen and that did happen, and that, ooh. And so me and DJ discussed it, and so I really want to discuss it with some folks, like in person though. So I had a family member come over today, and I was like, you got to go see this movie me and DJ saw last night. So, hey, D. So D just left about 5-10 minutes ago, and I'm sitting here painting now because I was telling D all about my show that's going to be in Topeka, Kansas. And you guys, I really work well from home. This is my peace zone to work in home. So all the pieces that I'm working on that I can paint, just like I said before, I'm going to be taking them back and forth. But at the same token, I kind of don't want to be away from them. Like right now, I'm kind of suffering because I know it's a silly suffer. But like all my art that I took to Topeka to sell on the weekends and stuff is still there. It's a lot. And I'm talking from my paintings on canvas, on my oil pastels that I'm not trying to sell, rolled art on canvas, art on that was on the walls here. That's why those paintings are gone. Oh my God. At my sewing machine, all the fabric and the cutouts that I did and the things that the quilt that I started, all of that. I need to go back and get it and come back home and do all that and then literally take it back and put the show together at the end of June because the show is not going to be until July, but I want to make the things there. So might have to get a storage space and just to put it in there a few days before. But I don't want it in the storage space either. Why? Because it's cardboard and it could be damp, so I don't want to ruin the show, okay? But I can store it in the center where it's nice and dry. So I'll probably do that, but I also kind of wanted to put everything together here. Rent a U-Haul truck. Me and DJ can load it up. Go to Topeka, unload the show, put it up, and then the next day open up. So I kind of think that's going to be the better route because I like to have the art that I'm creating for the show here where I can see it, where I can piece it together better and fill in the missing places. If I half of it's in Topeka, how can I do that? It's like I'm thinking, oh, that's in Topeka, whatever. I can't build upon it. You know what I mean? I think you do. So Chaka Khan is on now. I gotta go. I gotta talk to y'all later. I'm getting ready to paint, and I really don't want to paint on film because it's a nuisance. Sometimes I'm here for it, sometimes I'm not today. I just want to listen to some music and paint these corn stalks. And this is going to be the last board or bench. I'm only going to have one bench of the corn stalks. I got 8 more boxes to do of the corn stalks. Corn on the cob, whatever you want to call it. And there'll be a lot. There'll be a lot of corn and sunflowers and all the stuff that I'm creating. And my Picasso Denisos are looking good. I will show you that maybe tomorrow because I don't feel like getting up. But if you want to see some of the new art that I've created, including the board, did I show y'all that? Did I make a video of that yet? Anyway, it's my junior high school colors, and I'll show y'all now because I don't feel like getting up. These are pieces of wood. Obviously, I didn't paint the other side because these are going to be a dollhouse or some sort of structure. I really want the dollhouses because that's what I had planned to do. I wanted them tall, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make smaller dollhouses and different colors. So this is orange, black, obviously, and white for my junior high, and I'll have red and green for the Highland Park High School Scotsman. And then I'll have some other houses representing the other junior highs where my friends went, like purple and white for Eisenhower, red and black for Boswell, Jardine. I think they both have black and white. That's crazy. But anyway, I'll be doing Topeka school system, okay, because I was in public school system, so I'm making public school system colors. And then, of course, I'll have yellow and black for Topeka High. And so yeah, that's part of it. And I still haven't finished her because when everything, I just cut up some cardboard, so I've been laying it down there. Anyway, she looks so pretty though so far. I gotta paint her face brown. She's all drawn in and everything, but look at them flowers. Look at them flowers, girl. Okay, and her fro, you know, fro everywhere. So anyway, let me get to this and Chaka Khan. And I got some other boxes and Picasso boxes. Yeah, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Subscribe and like, and continue to follow me on my art installation journey in Topeka, Kansas at ITAV Director Stephen Massey. Thank you. And I'll tell you what I did today in another video that might keep me grounded here to definitely work on my show here. Okay. Can you guess? Tell me in the comment section below what I have to share with you tomorrow. Let me know.